It's the handover which almost didn't happen after days of claims and counterclaims by Hamas and Israel. The release of 3 Israeli hostages and 369 Palestinian prisoners and detainees went off largely without a hitch. Just after 9 a.m. local time, 3 Israelis, Sasha Trifonov, Sagi Dekelhen and Yair Horn, stepped out of a white van in Khan Yunis in southern Gaza, paraded before the crowds gathered to watch, before they were handed over to the International Red Cross. Their loved ones watching on in homes across Israel and in Hostage Square in Tel Aviv, where thousands gather every week in solidarity with those held in Gaza.
And one girl that I don't know her name, I don't remember her face, she gave me a handkerchief to wipe my tears.
Emotional reunions with families followed. Sagi Dekelhen last saw his wife when she was pregnant with their 3rd child. He learned his daughter's name for the first time as he embraced his family. But those scenes are just one half of this story, with 369 Palestinians also freed today. 36 prisoners serving life sentences were sent into the West Bank or deported into Egypt, among them terrorists convicted of murdering or planning attacks where Israelis were murdered, dating back 2 decades. 333 Palestinians detained during the war in Gaza were sent back into the Strip, many alleging serious mistreatment while behind bars in Israeli jails, accusing authorities of things such as sustained beatings. The Palestinian Prisoners Media Office calling on the international community to call out what it said were double standards, following Israel's criticism of the treatment of hostages in Gaza. In recent weeks, Israel has also taken issue with the way in which some of its hostages have been dressed when released by Hamas, particularly young women paraded in their IDF uniforms. Today, Israel is under fire for dressing Palestinian prisoners in T-shirts displaying the Star of David and the words "We will not forget or forgive" in Arabic. Some prisoners burning the shirts upon their arrival in Gaza. Attention now turns to the Phase 2 talks. What happens after the initial 6-week ceasefire ends on the 2nd of March? Those negotiations had been derailed and delayed by the events of the last few weeks. And Benjamin Netanyahu's holding a meeting with his security officials on Saturday night local time to discuss Israel's position going into those talks. The influence of the White House also looms large here, particularly after Donald Trump made the claim earlier this week that the ceasefire should be torn up if all Israeli hostages were not released on Saturday. Of course, only 3 of them were, and he's taken to social media to say it's up to Israel to decide how it responds to that situation. Though it must be pointed out, there has never been a part of the agreement between Israel and Hamas saying all of the hostages would be released in one go.